Hello everybody, I'm Skip Alzheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where my hair is going crazy. I just went and put some water in it and it's like whoop. If I was outside, it would just be bloop. Hello everybody, I'm Skip Alzheimer. So every time I preview what I'm showing, it automatically turns on the speaker. So everything starts off unmuted. Anyways, today is a special show, only because I was like, you know what? I looked at a bunch of these things from the Prelanger archive, and I really feel like they're great. So let's get started by going to the movies.
Motion pictures about motion pictures. How they began, how they are made, and the people who make and show them. It all started less than 60 years ago when their prospects were so poor that Thomas Edison would not spend $150 to protect the foreign rights of his kinetoscope. The movies, like the automobile, grew up in the 20th century. But where the automobile is tangible and real, movies are light and shadow. People first saw them in a penny arcade, where they appeared as a series of cards flipped in rapid succession to simulate motion. A continuous projection machine was made and the Nickelodeon was born. People could now gather in groups to view drama and the great events of history. Research imprisoned a man's voice on a cylinder of wax. Further research in the field of electronics transmitted sound into audible impulses. And then in 1927, pictures found their voice.
My heartstrings are tangled around Alabama. Mammy, I'm coming. I hope I didn't make you wait. Mammy, I'm coming. Oh, God, I hope I'm not late. Mammy, don't you know me? Little baby, I'd walk a million miles for one of your smiles on my knee. But that which grieves my heart to wet my cheek with artificial tears and frame my face to all occasions. Can I do this and cannot get a crown? Tut, were it further off, I'll pluck it down.
Today, 20 years later, the movies are played in more than 80,000 theaters throughout the world. People say it in 150 different languages and dialects, but it all means the same thing. Let's go to the movies. The greatest medium for entertainment the world has ever known. To most people, the movies in their theaters mean Hollywood. Hollywood, California, USA. The city that is not a city. Only a post office branch of Los Angeles, where 30,000 specialists working in 272 separate arts and crafts, sciences and trades make the movie, working as a team to put their ideas into pictures. The end product of their labor is a continuous piece of film about 1.5 inches wide and almost 2 miles long, containing approximately 150,000 still pictures or frames. Pictures seem to move is because of the fact that they can be flashed on the screen at the rate of 90 feet per minute, like this. Film is silver-coated cellulose. Cellulose is a byproduct of cotton, and there wouldn't be any movies if millions of bales of cotton weren't grown each and every year in our southern states. That cotton is shipped all over the country in order to go through a process like this. From cotton to cellulose, to a thin sheet of celluloid. Then silver is used to sensitize the film. The film industry uses more silver from our western states each year than is needed to plate all of the knives and forks and spoons that are used in this country. But cotton and silver are only the beginning. It takes a lot of other things to make the movie. It takes lumber and plaster. It takes paint, electric power, and all of the varied products of the gigantic factory that is America. It takes science, a lot of American know-how, constant tinkering in the laboratories in Rochester, Schenectady, and Wilmington, experimenting with the mysteries of electronics, continual research, people constantly working to improve the qualities of photography and the reproduction of sound. It takes a lot of people, most of whom have never even seen Hollywood. People working in publicity, advertising and exploitation, in distribution, arranging dates and schedules, inspecting, repairing and servicing film in exchanges, from where it is shipped to thousands of theaters, most of which are independently owned. These people are working for your entertainment, making it possible for you to say, let's go to the movies. There are so many interesting facets to its arts and crafts and sciences that each one takes a separate film to tell part of the story. In succeeding films, we will tell you about the exhibitor, the distributor, the screenwriter, the producer, the art director, the director, the cameraman, the actor, the sound man, the music director, the film editor, and all the other people who work in the motion picture industry, making it possible for you to say, let's go to the movies.
So that it's interesting. It seems like it's trying to justify its existence by saying, like, look how we help the United States as far as the economy, and look how many jobs we employ all over the country, and all that stuff. And I would say the fact that they use so much silver is why there's a lot of films that don't exist anymore, because what would happen is films would be made, distributed, shown until they could not be shown anymore, either because they physically couldn't be shown anymore, or because the studios were like, no, we're showing something else. So then those would get stripped. They would go to these places that would process out the emulsion and pull out the silver. And so that's why there's not a lot of early cinema, because what happened is you had then studios, they only had the only copies, and then they would have fires because of the nitrate cellulose made from cotton, and so you would lose things. And it's, in some cases, films that aren't supposed to be where they are found. For example, in a old swimming pool in Canada, instead of shipping them back, they were just basically dumped and covered with dirt. That's how they found a bunch of films that didn't exist anymore, because of the studio that had fires or something happened to the original materials. So, anyways, that's what's interesting about that film. And there's other films in that series, which I don't have. But what I'm going to show you today, going through the Prelinger collection for a stock footage job that I'm working on, there's all these things called snipes. And snipes were shown kind of between trailers and between short subjects. And these were ads. Most of them don't advertise a specific film, although some of them do, in rare cases. Some of them advertise general information about the theater and programming, so they might talk about certain nights, they might talk about shutting up, not talking during the film, etc., etc. So I have a bunch of them. How many do I have? Let's see. And they're all super short. Yeah, we have almost 60. So here is a bunch of randomly distributed snipes. Enjoy.
this theater feels it is an honor to join with you in dedicating this day to the heroes who made and preserved these United States as one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
mind stunned. Do you dare pit your sanity against our marathon of fright? Shock follows shock. Your breath comes in gasps, hearts falter. Then, the mind explodes. For the unlucky ones, a straitjacket and a free trip to the booby hatch. See the grisly, macabre marathon of fright and learn your fate. Will it be life or living death?
Ladies and gentlemen, let us all sing our national anthem.
Howdy. Merry Christmas. By now you know I'm the star of this Yuletide show. But only for one day, you see. The rest of the year is yours to be. So be good to the young ones you hold so dear. Into every day, put a little Christmas cheer. Be proud of the family and the family tree, from the oldest to the one on his knee. So to Grandpa and Grandma, sister and brother, uncle and aunt, father and mother, this wish I bring, that you love each other. Merry Christmas. An old-fashioned New Year's greeting from the old 49er.
Yep, that's me, an 1849er. I want to wish you 1949ers a Happy New Year. In my day, we didn't have too much comfort. But your way of living is just wonderful, most of the time. Our fashions were dull, our dancing slow as molasses. Your clothes are smarter, your dancing faster and much more fun. Well, most of the time. An afternoon at the beach was hardly sensational. But today... Seriously, though, all this old 49er wanted to say was, Happy New Year!
The day of doom is coming. Your blood will turn white. Your face will turn green. Your eyeballs will pop with pressure. Because our doomsday show is the living end. Forge your strength. Take a shot. You're gonna need an awful lot when you see our shocker pictures. So terrifying that it is easier to die than to live. Come if you must, but make your wills. Say your goodbyes, for soon you may be up in the skies. Doomsday is coming.
Here on this night of nights, 5,000 years ago, inside the many-mysteried Pyramid of Pyramids, the world of the King of Kings who built it came crashing to bits on the soft, lying lips of the concubine Nillifer, for whom the 7 sins were not enough. Spectacularly filmed in Egypt, in CinemaScope and Warner-Color, with a cast of 11,500.
What's wrong with that? They have wonderful horses in America.
Wonderful horses.
Away, away, dear. Para amuti matai para ramaye, malipati temiti na ahaliye. Wada heli ide ba wai everywhere they on.
America, I love you. You're like a sweetheart of mine. From ocean to ocean, for you my devotion is touching each boundary line. Just like a little baby climbing on his mother's knee. America, I love you, and there's a hundred million loves like
that we here
though April shower may come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. When there are gray skies, I don't mind the gray skies. I still have you, sunny boy.
now for
Jimmy, see what I mean?
Yes, sir, Colonel Jeff, I sure do, I think.
By the way, Julep, how are things in Alaska?
So that's the line of beauty. Thanks for the art lesson. But I guess I'd better be chasing along now, so,
Now look. Look.
Taryn, please don't do that. It shocks me.
Well, it didn't shock you when I was captain, did it?
I ever come here to pick so small a bird? You'll never get big sons from her.
Oh, I've got size enough for the two of us, Tom Norton.
Prepare for a mighty emotional experience. Satisfying this man. He can't seem to get enough.
What do you want?
What does any man want? A woman of his own. A home. Babies.
Marsh! Marsh!
You must.
Most synthetic fabrics having disappeared from the shops, cotton again is king or queen, and it's no military secret that cotton stockings are gartered without metal, and thus, with our morale, nicely and firmly upheld. There's no leather in her slippers or rubber in her comb.
Ta-ra-ra-boom, da-re, da-re, ta-ra-ra-ra-boom, da-re, ta-ra-ra-boom, da-re, ta-ra-ra-boom, da-re, ta-ra-ra-boom, ta-ra-ra-boom, da-re, ta-ra-ra-boom, da-re.
Hey, Ninky Poo over there sure giving you the business.
I didn't hear a thing.
Sorry. I got a rundown.
Well, that was something. So, there were definitely some snipes in there. There were some clipped scenes, clipped credits, just a variety of different things. And so, in my experience, and I don't know that for this particular collection, this is held by the Prelinger Archive, which I think is now ultimately, this stuff is actually held by Library of Congress now, is that a lot of times you would go to a projection booth, and in the corner there would be a box of trims. And so they would be old trailers, old stuff like this, where maybe a splice broke and then they were like, oh crap, but I need to put it somewhere, and then they ultimately ended up somewhere. So this is a hodgepodge of different things. Sometimes they were edited by other people than the projectionist. And sometimes a projectionist would clip out nude scenes for their own purposes. And I won't say any more about that. But, so there's these weird, sometimes built-up compilation reels. Sometimes it would just be something that would just show up at an auction when a theater closed, or somebody would sneak them out, and, they would end up somewhere. And so we have a bunch of snipes that were theater. They were ads that were shown in theaters that were on 16 millimeter. And it was a company that would sell advertising to local businesses. And so these weren't from a specific area, but they were examples that they could be shown to businesses to say, like, hey, like, you have people in a theater who are kind of a captive audience before the film starts, so we can do a short commercial and we can show it for your dealership, or for your restaurant, or for your hair salon, or your retail clothing store. And those, I've shown some of those over the years. And these snipes would also sometimes come from the same distribution place that would have trailers, that would have movie posters, etc. So yeah, the whole idea that, wow, we're being inundated with advertising in the theater, it's not a new thing. It's been around for probably 100 years, if not more. These are fascinating in that they certainly tell a little bit about what was going on. They talk about entertainment. They talk about what theaters were doing to enhance the experience and get people to come to the theater more than once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week, especially if it's bingo night or if it's a night where they give away free dishes. All of these different ways to get people excited. I have a book that I found at a really great used bookstore here in Raleigh that was outside. So they didn't even have it for sale inside. It was outside, and it was called the Encyclopedia of Exploitation. And it was 1,001 ideas on how to create publicity stunts so that people would come to the theater. And many of them involved a pretty girl holding a poster. Sometimes people dressed as babies. Just really these one-off ideas. Most of them were horrible ideas, but they were fascinating nonetheless. And so that's the history. Yeah, that book, I found it, you can find it sometimes used on Amazon, Encyclopedia of Exploitation. I got a copy for the founder of the Alamo, Tim League, because he coveted my copy, and his was autographed. Anyways, we're going to call it for the day. Thanks for watching. We will be back again tomorrow, and we'll watch more stuff. It'll be more of a traditional show where we watch old 16mm educational films. What we saw tonight, or today, was almost entirely 35mm. So we do that every once in a while. Anyways, if you like what you saw, hit the thumbs up, hit like, subscribe. You can donate via the Super Thanks button. You can also go to patreon.com or ko-fi.com, buy some coffee, and we'll be back again tomorrow. And then Friday is going to be a pre-recorded show because I'm going to be teaching people how to do archivists or librarians on how to identify film, video, and audio so that they can deal with vendors like myself. But thanks for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'm going to hold off on the 24/7 Twitch channel because the metrics of it don't work. And they make it very, very difficult for me to figure out. So it will come back in some way. And in September, I might do one that's on YouTube, which is where I would love it to be. But everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will see you soon. Take care.